Should California enact partisan congressional district maps in response to Texas's mid-decade redistricting by overturning nonpartisan maps created by California's Citizens Redistricting Commission? It's up to you to decide. Hi, I'm Quinten Carney, a student researcher at the Rose Institute of State and Local Government, with an analysis of Proposition 50, the measure on this fall's special election ballot. After decades of partisan fights over redistricting, California voters in 2008 and 2010 approved ballot measures to create the Nonpartisan Independent California Citizens Redistricting Commission, or the CCRC, with power to draw state legislative and congressional lines. The CCRC has carried out this task for the past 2 decades. Typically, states redistrict only at the beginning of the decade, shortly after the census. But to preserve the Republican Party's narrow House majority, President Trump urged Texas to redraw its congressional lines this year. Texas approved a new map designed to increase the Republican congressional seat margin by 5 seats, from 25 to 13 to 30 to 8, in next year's midterm elections. California's Democratic leaders responded by proposing a countermeasure designed to flip 5 of the state's 9 Republican congressional seats to the blue column, thereby expanding the Democratic share of the state's House delegation from 43 to 9 to 48 to 4. Proposition 50 would replace the CCRC's congressional map with an explicitly partisan gerrymander for the next 3 election cycles. The measure would not affect state legislative districts and would not permanently eliminate the CCRC's power to draw congressional districts. Prop 50 supporters include Governor Newsom, Democratic members of Congress, the California Democratic Party, and labor groups, with major funding from George Soros and Michael Moritz. Supporters argue Prop 50 is a necessary response to Texas's power grab and will help prevent Republicans from gaining an unfair advantage in the 2026 midterms. The stakes are high, they say, because of next year's elections will determine whether Congress will be able to block Trump's policies during the last 2 years of his administration. The measure's opponents include former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, congressional Republicans, and the California Republican Party, with major funding from Charles Munger Jr. Opponents argue Prop 50 allows California's partisan politicians to seize power from citizens. They say the measure violates California's hard-won commitment to a nonpartisan redistricting system and to fair competitive elections. Opponents also note that unlike the commission's process, the legislature hastily approved the new map with no public input. In summary, a yes vote on Prop 50 would replace the independent commission's congressional districts with an explicitly partisan plan for the next 3 election cycles. A no vote would retain the current congressional district map enacted by the CCRC. So what do you think? How will you vote on Prop 50? Go to roseinstitute.cmc.edu for more information.